Three terms used in the English language are homonym, homophone, and homograph. And since you might see these on an MCA reading test, it's good to know the difference among the three. Now, the first part of the words are the same, and that's exactly what that section of the word means, is same. The ends of the words are different, which is going to help us tell the difference between a homonym, homophone, and homograph. First of all, a homonym means same name. Basically, this refers to any words that happen to be spelled the same or sound the same, but they happen to have different meanings. Homophones are words that sound the same but have different meanings. Phone means sound, so when you hear them out loud, they sound exactly the same, but depending on how you use the word, changes the meaning. Graph means to write, so a homograph refers to words that are spelled the same but have different meanings. Now the tricky part is homophones and homographs. Well, they're all homonyms. Homonyms is the main word, and it can refer to either one. The difference between the homophone and the graph is phone focuses on how the word sounds. Homograph focuses on the spelling. But again, a homophone is just one kind of homonym. A homograph is one kind of homonym. So there are two kinds of homonyms, the homophone and the homograph. So here you can see a homonym is either one of these options. The difference between these two is that homograph focuses on spelling, homophone focuses on sound. So here you can see an example of the word tear, or is it tear? Looking at the spelling, we can say this word two different ways. Tear refers to when you cry. Tear refers to when you rip something in half. So it's spelled the same. Again, graph is about writing. Two meanings, and we pronounce it differently. Or this word, it can mean bow, as in a bow tie, but it can also mean bow, as to kneel before someone. Same spelling, but different meanings, and we say them differently. But when you look at homophones, they are about the sound. So they are about it sounding the same, even though you might end up spelling it differently. For example, knight. If you spell knight with a K, that would be one of those medieval soldiers. But if you leave the K off, well, then it's the opposite of the day. It sounds the same, night and night, but we spell it differently and it has different meanings. Or like the word see. If you spell it with S-E-E, it refers to your sight. And if you change the spelling to S-E-A, it refers to the ocean. They sound the same because phone is sound, but they are spelled different and have different meanings. As we scroll through the rest, there will be several more examples of the difference of homographs and homophones. Remember that both are considered homonyms. Homonyms refers to both homophones and homographs. So it can refer to any words that sound the same or are spelled the same, but have different meanings. Like bat versus bat. They are spelled the same and they sound the same, but they have different meanings. or aunt and ant. They are spelled differently, they sound the same, they mean different things. So all words that either sound or are spelled the same but have different meanings are homonyms. Here's a list of several examples of different homonyms in the English language. You can pause the video if you want to look through these. Here are some more homonyms. Again, we have this word, but it has two meanings. So even though I'm going to spell this the same way, I might be referring to an animal skin, as in an animal hide. Or I might mean to keep secret or out of sight, as in when I play hide and seek. One word, one spelling in this case, two meanings. Let's look at homophones specifically. Again, phone refers to sound. So these are always going to be words that have the same sound, but the meanings and spellings are different. For example, 8 versus 8. When I spell it differently, one is a number, the other is an action of eating food. They sound the same, but they are spelled different with different meanings. Or bear. Bear can mean uncovered, or it can be an animal. If you spell it differently, it changes the meaning. But it's a homophone because it still sounds the same. Feel free to pause the video and look through all the examples. Remember, homophones are words that sound the same. Phone means sound. But even though they sound the same, they have different meanings and they are spelled differently. Like genes, as in your DNA, and jeans, as in the pants that we often wear that are made of denim. So now let's transition from homophones to homographs. Graph means to write. So these are words that are going to be written the same. Again, we write them the same. The spelling is the same. What is different is the meaning and possibly how we say or pronounce the word. Because phone means sound, graph means writing. So if a homograph is a word with the same spelling as another, but differs in meaning, let's look at some examples. Again, we had the tear, that we cry, and we had the tear, that means to rip something apart. Or bark, as in the dog gave a loud bark, as in the sound that they make, but bark, spelled the same way, can often refer to the outer edge of a tree. Or the word beat. There's I beat everyone in the race, as in to conquer somebody or to win. But there's also the song has a fast beat, meaning the rhythm. They are spelled the same, but they have different meanings. Here are a couple more examples. At any time, you can pause the video and look through the examples. And once you feel like you understand the difference between a homophone, which is about the sound of the word, and the homograph, which is about how it's written, remember that both of those are homonyms. Homonym refers to both versions. It simply can refer to any words that are spelled the same or sound the same, but have different meanings. At this point, make sure you go into Schoology and work on the 7 online worksheets that show you know the difference between homonym, homophone, and homograph. All worksheets are due by Friday, March 19th.